Hello, Saskia here, devotional goddess. Today I'm going to share with you about my COVID experience. It was the beginning of September. We received a message from a family member that they had it, and they had had the thing in the arm, and they gave it to one of my daughters, and one of my daughters gave it to me. And I am not, I don't have thing in the arm. I know it's strange to say it in this way, but that's what's being asked in media now, to illustrate rather than say the words. But the only reason I say that is because our journey, our sickness was the same. The quality, the severity of illness was the same, and we both healed in the same amount of time. And I just think that's noteworthy to put out there, because there is so much fear put around getting the virus. I have never felt fearful of it. My personal philosophy and of other homeopaths and such like healers is we have a soul contract. If there is something for us to receive, we will receive it, and it is an opportunity for learning, for growth, and for healing. And that is very much my philosophy whenever I get sick, with whatever it is that I have, that it is an opportunity for me to purge, opportunity for me to heal. And just as at the beginning of September, at the end of September, and now in the beginning of August, I'm being asked to continue that walk of faith. But coming back to the virus. So I had it at the beginning of September. The Friday night, I became aware that I had it. I started getting the aches and the chills, and I began to feel feverish, and I was like, oh, okay, I have it. Put my head on the pillow and I prayed. I said, pretty sure I have the virus. I invite you to allow your healing work to flow through me. I allow for the upgrades of energy and data that needs to come into my body, that is ready to be uploaded into my DNA and into my system. And I'm ready to release that which I no longer need. And that was the philosophy and the belief and what I held close to me throughout being sick for that 10 days, week and a half. The first 3 days was achy and fevery and just sleep, sleep, sleep. And then the next 2 to 3 days was this raging sore throat, you know, burning, woke me up at the middle of the night several times, and just incredibly painful. Now, my default has been that when I'm sick, it generally is in my throat. It's clearing my throat chakra. It's allowing for opening to come through. So I was like, okay, that's my body's default, and that's where the clearing happens in my body, in my unique imprints to what I need to work through in this lifetime. So it was understandable to me that that's where it would manifest towards the middle of the process of purging. So every morning when I got up, I held whatever medicine I had in-house. Every day I had the D3 vitamin in spray form, and I held it and I was like, does my body need this today? And I already know what yes is and what no is. For me, yes is coming forwards, no is when my body goes back. And I hold the supplements, the vitamins, whatever it is that I happen to be taking, and I ask my body, do you need this today? And every day was yes for the vitamin D2. And I also had a high potency vitamin C, and everyone's like, take the vitamin C. I held it. I asked my body, and every day I kept getting no. And I was like, okay. I have another substance, it's an Ayurvedic substance called Chyawanprash, and that's very high in antioxidants and vitamin C as well. But when I held that, I said, does my body need this? I got a yes. So I was like, okay, this is the form of the vitamin C that my body needs. So, and I did that with every supplement that I had discussed with my health team as to what to take. And I checked in every day. And some days it was 2 squirts or 2 tablets, and other days it was 1, or nope, skip a day. So I continually came back to asking my body, what is it that you need? How can I support you to heal? And then every now and then I would go to one of my healthcare people that I love and trust, and they would check in. And it was interesting because I know through dabbling with Ayurveda that when we do a cleanse twice a year, which I haven't done in several years due to motherhood, but I will come back to it at some point soon, that when we come to a mono diet, it's in the middle of the cleanse, we just take one food substance, it's called khichdi, and we just eat that for like 4 to 5 to 6 days, depending on which protocol you're following. And it's so that the body has something easy to digest, so it can conserve the energy, because when we digest food, a lot of our energy goes to digesting the food, and it can take away from the healing, from the purging, from the uploading, regenerating of the internal organs of the body. So when we do a cleanse, we do a mono diet so that the body's putting minimal effort into digesting and breaking down food. So I knew that information. And when I spoke to one of my healthcare people, she was like, don't eat yet, Saskia. Your body will tell you when it's time to eat. Just sleep and drink. Water, broths, soups, more broths than soups, stocks, has full of nutrients, but don't digest the food. Let your body integrate and upload what it needs to in order for you to heal. And when she said that, I just got this resounding yes in my body. My intellect needed to hear it, and then my body reinforced that information. And over the years, as I've been working on dropping into my body, connecting more deeply with my body, that really has been the response. This wave that comes up from within when something feels right. And I know it because when I've done my own healing work within, I've witnessed that relief, that lift of energy, which is my body's way of informing me, you've just cleared this. And this is the practice I've built upon over the last 10, 15 years. And this is something we can all do. Where there's desire for change, you can implement by slowly learning to gather the information in how to communicate with your body and ask your body and begin that dialogue of, what does yes mean in my body? What does no mean in my body? And the muscle testing, when I held the supplements, was another layer to that, a wonderful layer. So there are ways that we can deepen our connection to our body. And when we drop into the body, we can allow for a deeper listening so that the mind doesn't just govern what needs to be done. When I was down with the virus, my mind, my Western mind was like, okay, you've been in bed all day. Get up, come on, do something. And yet, when I spoke to this friend, this medical person that I have counsel with, she was like, keep sleeping, don't eat, just drink the fluids and keep sleeping. Let the body upload everything it needs to upload. And that's all I needed to hear. I had witnessed the mind, that Western mind of, come on, get up and do something now, you've been in bed all day. Sometimes that's valid. But where is it our Western programming that says, now you need to pick yourself up and you need to get moving? And when do we stop to listen to the body, to ask the body, do you need more rest still? How are you doing? And how often do we push through? Because it's in that mental pushing through that delays the healing or doesn't allow the full integration of the healing. So it was a really important lesson for me to pause and to do less and to allow my body to heal and give myself that extra time. Thankfully, as I was a child, my mother always kept me home an extra day after being sick, just to let the body really heal. And I was really blessed to have that data already uploaded into my psyche and into my body, because we can jump back into life too quickly and then relapse a week later, or not quite feel ourselves for that much longer because we're pushing through. So my dreamscape was incredibly vivid. And I had several beautiful dreams which reinforced the healing that was going on internally. I had another opportunity in my sleepscape to go deep and release a childhood trauma that I've been working on for many years. Different layers at different lifetimes and different milestones have surfaced. And in my sleep state, there was a powerful release. And at the end, I was sitting on my bed in the dream, speaking to my daughter, who's 8. And it was 8 when this violation happened. And it was really me speaking to my younger self and letting her know that this doesn't need to hold you captive anymore. You can release it and move forwards. It was a very powerful, beautiful message. And even as I was asleep, I became conscious of the beauty of that opportunity to heal so deeply. And as I was sort of coming to, I had that raging throat that was just on fire. And then the memory, the voice of one of my teachers was, we don't have to go through pain and suffering to heal. And I said that out loud to myself. I do not have to be in pain and suffering to heal. I release this pain and suffering now. And I command my body to release it. Of course, my mental mind was like, still there, still there. But the next day, mid-afternoon, I realized it had dropped 80%, and it was just a sore throat, just a mild sore throat. And in that moment, I just paused and was so grateful for all the teachings that I've had the blessing to receive, and to have that wherewithal to bring it into the moment and command the healing within my body once again. And I'm sharing this because it is possible. It is possible for us to do. And my belief is that I needed to experience that, because right now there's a larger healing that I need to step into. And the stakes are a little higher, but I know I'm going to come out the other end. But just as when I was sick with the virus, I needed to walk through the fire and walk my talk and surrender and entrust my body's wisdom and communicate and surrender to spirit, to something larger than me that I fully believe in. And I work with every day in my walking daily life. Just this morning, when I got up, I asked Spirit to show me that Spirit was with me today. God, Spirit, whomever you speak to. And I was speaking to a friend, and then I looked up and there was a deer standing 3 meters, 4 meters away from me. The most beautiful deer. And I was like, wow, that's my message. Thank you. And for me, it keeps the magic alive. The magic that I hold within me, the power and the strength that I hold within me, and that knowing that I am part of the Creator and that the Creator is part of me. And in that connection, in that integration of those beliefs, that I can walk in grace and courage and strength, but I can also have the quality of surrender and be present to it in the moments where it's needed. Another part of my healing when I had the virus was being outside every day. There were 2 days where it poured, but other than those 2 days, I was outside. It was glorious weather. And I took in the light codes of the sun to support the upgrades that I believed was happening within my body, to support the purging and the releasing. And I lay and I sat on Mother Earth and I asked for her healing too. The only plot of land that we have here is a little postage stamps worth at the front of the house, the front of the apartment. So, and it's right here on the street, so there were people walking by. I lay out on the grass and I took naps, and I kept my distance. I was a good 6 feet away. There was nobody close enough to me. But I allowed myself to take in that fresh air. I allowed myself to take in the earth's healing resonance from beneath me and the sun's rays from above me. And I invited in the healing. And I truly believe how powerful that was in supporting me to get better. I had reached out to 3 or 4 friends that I knew could hold me in the light and not be fearful and not be in a state of worry, but could hold me in a state of healing and support and hold me in a high vibration as I was holding for myself. One dear friend, actually 2 dear friends, were available to drop off food And I know it could have been possible through Peapod. And I reflected upon that. I was like, goodness, why am I taking them up on that? And it was because I needed human contact. The first couple of days, my daughters were with me, and then they went to their fathers. And I needed human contact. I needed to see someone. I needed to know someone was there looking out for me. So if you know of anybody who is sick with the virus or anything else, yes, ordering online is possible. But make human contact with them. It's important for us to be seen, to make that eye contact, even if it's just sending a kiss to say thank you for dropping off the food. But that communication was really important to me. So check in with whomever you may know who is sick. Do you want me checking in with you? Because they might be like, no, I want to lock myself away. I'll be fine. Not everyone needs it. But I did reflect upon and acknowledge that this was good for me and this helped me in my healing. I'm just looking at my notes to make sure I cover everything for you. Yeah. So what was interesting was that Friday night when I felt the virus in my body, we had tested ourselves the day before. So by Saturday, I got a text and that confirmed once again that I had it and that the other two had already had it. So it's important to me to always see the silver linings, see where my opportunity for growth and expansion is. And it was pretty miserable for 5 to 7 days. No denying, it was pretty horrible. But I just invited in the surrender. I just said my prayers, and if you don't speak to or believe in something higher than you, a God or a spirit or a being, if there is someone that has passed, a grandparent, a parent, a sibling, that you feel is watching over you, speak to them. Speak to your higher self, whomever it is that you believe in and that you believe you can surrender to. Do it. It is an enormous comfort. And like I said, through my dreamscape and the messages that I got when I was dreaming were incredibly powerful to support this energetic upgrade that I believed I was going through and still do. And still am going through and integrating and digesting in all the myriad forms that it takes. So, my dears, that is my experience, and I hope that it lightens your emotions, your feelings around it, knowing that you can heal and support your body in its healing process. And maybe with your invitation, or as it was with mine, to invite in the healing that is available to you whenever you're sick, no matter what it is. If it's a virus, or if it's cancer, or if it's anything else that is in your body that is bringing you out of balance, ask your body if it's there to bring you to a new place. See how that feels. Try it on. And if it resonates, welcome in the upgrades. Welcome in the retuning of your body. Many, many blessings. I hope this was helpful. If these techniques have piqued your interest or you want to know more, please feel free to reach out. I do coach and I support women in helping to create greater balance and greater harmony within their lives. We all hold so much, and our stress levels often are off the charts. And when our stress levels are too high, that also depletes our immunity and makes us weaker. So in creating greater balance and harmony in our world, in our bodies, in our psyche, is what allows us to become stronger and step into our power, into our devotional goddess that lies within each and every one of us. And these trying, difficult times, I believe, are just here to allow us to experience a larger capacity of who we are, allowing us the opportunity to shine more brightly and to step into the birthright of our magnificence. Thank you for your time and many blessings.